several of you are still back getting system install 2 still working. Make sure your keys are up and in. What was after that? Yeah, I don't know. We talked about HTTP vhost last time. And what else? I just have this way.
It says you want that one on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, vhost, and hopefully by Wednesday, maybe have that initial submission in. I turned off the users and groups. I'll probably turn off DNS simple. Once again, I don't want my hard drive being filled up with all these log files. So if by the time I turn it off, if you don't see it updating, if it's like several days old, the timestamp at the top of your output file, and I need to regrade it, you need to send me an email, but make sure it's working right, so I don't have to keep rerunning it. Anyway. It's easier to just get it done while I haven't turned on. So, thank you. Any questions then? Can I answer any questions on SMTP simple, DNS lookup maybe?
So if we edit the Etsy net plan, whatever file, do we need to restart anything?
You need to do a sudo net plan apply, or you could restart the machine. Either way. Yeah.
So the other false I'm getting is it says expected at least 7 hosts in the input file and not 4.
Yeah, so I don't know, do you have 4 in there or do you have 7?
I don't have 4.
In
So what is
the,
it talking about?
oh, okay, sorry. This is the DNS lookup, right? So down here, I know in my example submission file I gave you, I only listed 4 hosts, but you need to put all your hosts in here now.
Even the new ones?
Even the new ones, yeah. So then you have 7. At one time I was doing this assignment a little out of order compared to how I do it now. We only had 4 hosts then, but now we have 7. So you want to put all 7 of your hosts here. So the ones I'm missing is like DB, file systems, and system resources.
I have a question. In the Etsy net plan, if you have just like a bracket, what does that mean? Because it didn't have CS.etsy.edu, it just had brackets.
Just that's just an empty list. Okay, any other questions on ESMTP or DNS lookup or any earlier assignments? If I don't have questions, then I always think I need to go faster because you guys are getting it.
No, but then you look back and see how they're still
I
behind.
mean, don't go faster, but you know.
We were on it last
I think people are too afraid to ask their questions.
Well, you guys are paying money. You deserve to ask questions. You're paying the money.
It's
Or maybe-
not quite gone to the point of being able to ask questions. How about that?
There you go. Okay, well, don't hesitate. If you get stuck, send me an email. I can always just log into your machine real quick, and usually it takes me a few minutes to see what's going on, and I can send you back saying, oh, go fix this, but you forgot to set my colon or something like that. So, please make use of that. I'm more than happy to do that. So, if I look at HTTP vhost, we already talked about creating virtual websites for and hosting and how to do that assignment. So the next assignment is another iteration of DNS, just the very basic DNS that we did. In the first DNS assignment, DNS simple, you contracted with a registrar, you purchased a domain, and then inside of that domain, you created different hosts. And so that was our first look at DNS. For DNS simple 2, you're going to get another domain. Don't worry, you don't have to purchase it. I'm going to give you a subdomain, and I am inserting Blue Records, because once I own a particular domain, I can give subdomains, left, right, however many I want, to whoever I want. So, in this assignment, you will register a domain name with a registrar and configure name-to-IP translations in your authoritative servers. Okay, so the first thing you have to do, we're going to, well, because just similar to your first assignment, you need to request a domain, or in this case, I'm calling it a subdomain. So I have control over this domain, it.cit.dixie.edu. you're gonna request a subdomain that has that extension, or that domain name at the end. That is, you'll request a subdomain under it.cit.dixie.edu, such as, maybe you would request from me, and no one will because this is my example, but maybe you would request fred.it.cit.dixie.edu. Or maybe you'll request unicorn, or maybe you'll request Skittles, or maybe whatever, I don't care. Your request must include the name of the requested domain, the names of your two authoritative servers, and their IP addresses. Send your request to the instructor via email. You will receive a response email when the registration and delegation is completed. The format of this message should be in the form of 2 NS records and 2 A records like this. So, you're going to send me an email. You're going to highlight this and copy and paste it into the body of your email, because all I want to do is grab the email and copy and paste it into where I need it to go. And if I have to do more than that, I'm going to send an email back saying, fix it. So, let's analyze this. These are records that I'm going to put in my name server, in my my zone file. You don't have to understand this part where they're going just yet, but you need to understand how to request it to me correctly. So, this is a totally separate domain. So the first thing we need to realize is that our name servers, our authoritative name servers, the gummybear.com in my case, it can also be authoritative for a totally separate domain. It could be answer authoritative requests for whatever, unicorn.com if I went and purchased that domain and created the correct files on my bind machine. So in this case, you guys are going to become authoritative for a domain that you request from me. Okay, so we're going to say, hey, I want a subdomain called Fred. And the first name server that we should contact for the Fred subdomain is located at ns1.fred.it.cit.dixie.edu. But I don't need that in this file. All I need is the name of your name server, such as ns1, and the name of your subdomain. Same thing for ns2. And then I need to know that the first name server, Fred, is located at, what IP address should I put there? Your first name server address, your first bind name server. And then here, for ns2.fred is located at your slave IP address.
And that's the DNS client how-tos to kind of help us get through this. Okay.
Well, not yet. You haven't done nothing yet. All we've done is we're requesting the subdomain. So you didn't look at any slides for that. You just need to decide what subdomain you want. You need to copy, paste this into the body of your email. You need to change every occurrence of Fred to whatever subdomain you want. Like, I don't know, let's say someone wants Skittles, okay? So you're going to change wherever it says Fred to the word Skittles, and then you're going to change the IP address here to the IP address of your master, this one, IP address of your slave. Now, that'll work. If you just copy and paste this into the body of the email to me, and you can send it, you can send it via Canvas, you can send it to just normal email, frankham@dixie.edu, that's totally fine. I think, I guess I didn't say what the subject line is. I don't care what the subject line is. But what if, here's a question I always get. What if with my original domain, I didn't call my machine NS1, or I didn't call it NS2? Does your other domain have any bearing on this domain?
No.
Not at all.
As long as it's pointing to the right IP address.
Yeah.
And that other A record, it'll be fine.
So if on my first domain, if I called my first name server, Gandalf.thegummybear.com, over here, I could refer to this one as whatever, fumanchu.fred.it.cs.dixie.edu. Or I said it backwards. See, well, anyway, that whole thing, I said it all. But they're totally not related at all. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could set up my current master as a slave for this subdomain, and the other machine as a master for this subdomain. But that gets really confusing, right? I just make NS1, this would be my master for all of my domains for which I'm authoritative for, and my slave, this also would be slave for all the domains